At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. This is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Welcome into Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck, along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from downtown Chicago each and every day on the air until 3 Eastern. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. And how about this, Abdalla? We're at the point of the summer. We have made it to the Major League Baseball All-Star break.
Oh,
yes.
Right. The halfway kind of point.
Yeah. I mean, the 4th of July was last weekend, the All-Star break this weekend. I want summer to stay around forever.
Never.
I want summer to stay.
You know what? I was at the local Target this weekend.
Wow.
Doing some shopping.
Where are you?
Wait,
is that what one wants to do at Target?
Shopping?
Oh. Okay.
Some people just peruse. Some people just like to take advantage of the free air conditioning. You just walk around. You just need to go through the aisle sometimes. If it's hot out.
So you're at Target. So there I was.
There I was at Target. And I saw some things. Chris, the Halloween stuff was already out. The Halloween stuff was already out. And I said to my wife, I go, I swore, first of all. And she goes, stop swearing, our daughter's around. And I go, no, this is warranted. Why the blankets is the Halloween stuff out? It's not even August. It's not even. She goes, it's after 4th of July. There's back to school stuff and there's Halloween stuff.
It's true. It's up next.
Summer's over.
I mean, it's on deck.
Summer's over.
You know what's after. Thanksgiving's in the hole.
And then you've got Christmas.
And then Christmas is in the dugout still.
Christmas stuff's it's warming up.
Waiting to grab a bat.
It's getting the gear on.
All right, so here we go. The All-Star break tonight. We have the Home Run Derby, 8 Eastern on Netflix. The All-Star game tomorrow night, 8 Eastern on Fox. And we've gotten to this point of the Major League Baseball schedule. And, when we look at the All-Star break, to me, and it's pretty simple. The Home Run Derby is the best All-Star activity, event, whatever you want to call them, that any league puts together. The Home Run Derby is fun. Everyone can enjoy dingers getting smashed out of the park, right? And that's what we want to see. And so tonight they are revamping once again the Home Run Derby. What, they're now going to count swings? I don't know about this. The change for the Home Run Derby? You know what I mean? The one thing last year, having it timed felt rushed.
Yeah.
But now going to a swing format, I question whether or not we're going to get one of those great runs. When I think of the awesome Home Run Derbies of the past, I remember guys who are up there just crushing home run after home run after home run until their run is over. Josh Hamilton always comes to mind to me. Remember that one year that Josh Hamilton was incredible?
Oh, man.
And he was just smashing it, and he just And I think either that year or around that, like, didn't he lose the event because it was in the first round that he used up all, he was tired because he hit so many home runs.
He was so tired
at the start. So now you change once again the format of it, even though the format of the Home Run Derby is the best of all the all-star shenanigans that take place at all of these different
shenanigans.
Well, I mean, with the NFL, flag football, the NBA with all their stuff that they keep trying and changing.
Yeah.
Hockey has all-star events, a skills competition type of thing. Some of that's kind of cool. Seeing who the fastest guy down the rink is, that's kind of cool. Some of that stuff. Or like the target practice with the different targets around the goal. Like, that's kind of cool. But the Home Run Derby is, to me, my favorite.
Yeah, it's easily the best because it's your favorite element of the sport. Yeah, you can love pitchers' duels and all that kind of thing, but there's nothing that instantly transforms a game like a home run and seeing the best of the best. And the best part about the Home Run Derby is the stars show up for it. Over the weekend on Friday night, Kyle Schwarber was announced. He's the best home run hitter in the game right now.
Yeah, he is.
And he was like, yeah, it's in Philly. I'm going to participate. And you've got Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber, the two Phillies players, are going to participate. You've got Munetaka Murakami, who before he was injured and went on the IL for an extended period of time, was one of the best rookies in baseball and was on a tear hitting home runs left and right. He just got back on Friday to the White Sox lineup and is like, yeah, I'll why not?
Love it.
Who cares?
Love it.
I'll go out there.
Let's do it.
And that's the best part of the Home Run Derby is that the stars, unlike the NBA Slam Dunk Contest, the stars aren't afraid of doing it. Aaron Judge has done it. Like, you've got the best players are like, yeah, I'll do it. Why not? It's just swinging a baseball bat. Like, it's what I do for a living, So that's my favorite part of it, is that you get the best of the best are willing to go out there and participate in it and put on the show. And I also think you get the most access to the players during the event. Like, they're all sitting around. Yeah, they've got their families and the kids in there, all that kind of stuff. But you get the interviews taking place. You get to see another side of the players. You get to see them in a much more relaxed environment. They're all cheering for each other. There's no animosity or anything like that.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff is put to the side for the next few days. And then we get back to the races and all that kind of stuff for the, for the divisions and whatnot. But for the next few days, everybody just wants to see each other hit home runs and have some fun on the baseball field. And I think that's what drives people to this, and this is the best of any all-star thing that there is because you get to see the stars. You get to see the best of the best on the field.
The only all-star event in any other sport that could rival, in my opinion, the Home Run Derby is the three-point shootout in the NBA. Because the three-point shootout in the NBA, you get legitimate players participating. Mm-hmm. Dame Lillard, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, right? Like guys who have accomplished something in their career, still participating late into their career in an event that does not matter. And I think that's where tonight, getting someone like Bryce Harper, even though the Phillies are the ones hosting the All-Star event, Bryce Harper, the equivalent to Bryce Harper in the NBA, would never participate in the dunk contest.
No.
That would never, I don't even know who that player would be. Name a guy, a guy who's been well established, who's been at the top of his game for a very long time. He's made millions and millions and millions of dollars. He's a winner, right? Like a guy like that in the NBA would never participate in the dunk contest. But Bryce Harper is participating tonight.
Well, think about it.
That's cool. That's really cool.
LeBron's never done it.
LeBron's never done it. He's avoided it.
He's never done it. He's never going to do it.
No.
And he's never done it. Like Jordan used to do it.
Well, he did it when he was younger, but yes. Yeah,
but he did it. But did he not do it?
The NBA used to have a track record of young players in their rookie or their second season that would participate in the dunk contest. Now, it's guys who are signing 10 days who are in the dunk contest.
G-League players doing it.
You know me well. I love the NBA. There are dudes sometimes in the dunk contest I've never even heard of.
That takes something.
Right? That's what's pathetic about it. But the three-point shootout, I think, rivals it.
Yeah.
So what do you think at 310-840-4910? What is the best all-star event? I think it's hands down, it's the home run contest. Because tonight's going to be fun. With Kyle Schwarber, Ben Rice, Bryce Harper out there. How about Wilson Contreras for the Red Sox? He'll be that. Yeah, I mean, these are players who have been around for quite some time. It'll be cool to see for the home run contest tonight. It'll be on Netflix. And what I would also bring up in the conversation is with live sports and Netflix to this point, I feel like Netflix is batting like 50%.
I'll give them a little bit.
The
more.
NFL games have gone well.
Yeah.
But when they've had other live events, they've been spotty. Do you remember they had that big boxing match with what was it, Jake Paul or something, and it was all glitchy and you couldn't actually watch it in real time, and it was all messed up.
Yes, but I feel like this, when you have the NFL and it goes well, like that's like when you do that and it doesn't glitch, like you're doing something well. I feel like as long as you've got those programmers working tonight, as long as you've got those coders in, those guys are on the schedule tonight. Those people are there, you'll be fine, right? Don't put the coders that you've got working the Jake Paul fight on the schedule tonight. Put the ones that were working the NFL that you've got working the Christmas games. Make sure they're in the rotation for tonight's home run derby. I don't want to see a ball heading out of the park tonight, and all of a sudden I get a pixelated field during the game when it's on Netflix tonight. I don't need that every 5 seconds on my TV.
Well, in last year, the complaint last year, because they had the clock on the rounds, were that the TV. The shots of the TV and the cutaways could not keep up with the players that were swinging.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, the ball would go up in the air, and you would start to get the call, and then the camera would go back to the player at bat.
No.
And they couldn't keep track with what was a home run, what was coming up short, and it kind of felt like a mess last year with the home run derby.
I liked the rule where you couldn't pitch until the ball landed. That way,
one at a time.
You got to see each swing after the ball landed. You couldn't throw the pitch until the ball landed. That way, the cameras weren't missing throws. And I feel like that's what you're going to get more of tonight.
Yeah, because I like watching that. I like when the home runs come up short, and then you see the swarm of kids trying to catch the ball. And there's always one kid that sneaks onto the field who's a little too old. Yeah. He's out there just like...
You're not 8.
He's pushing kids out of the way. He's catching these pop-ups, these fly-outs, and the kids are like crying in the middle of center field because they just got trampled over like it's the running of the Bulls. I mean, it's hilarious to watch during the home run derby. So here are the updated rules for tonight. Okay, this is from Major League Baseball, the 2026 Home Run Derby. There's no timer and no outs. Round 1 is 20 swings for every contestant. Round 2, 15 swings. The finals, 15 swings. Each swing counts towards a player's allotment, home run or not. Okay. If you homer on your last swing of any round, you keep going until you do not homer.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, so you can keep running as long as your last one is a home run. There are no bonus rounds, and there is no bracket for the first round. Okay, so they are just taking the best home run totals from the first round.
I like that too.
And advancing them on. Here are the tiebreakers. Home run distance is the tiebreaker in round 1. A 3-swing swing-off will be the tiebreaker in rounds 2 and rounds 3.
Okay.
So there you go. Those are the new rules for tonight's home run derby taking place in Philadelphia.
Okay. All right. I'm excited for this. I hope there's no glitches on Netflix. I do think that part of me, the nostalgia in me, the nostalgic person in me, the nostalgic sports fan in me, is going to miss that we're not going to get a Chris Berman.
Oh, yeah, he's the best.
We're not going to get a back. We're not going to get the random suburb mentions of Philadelphia and how, that this ball is going to some random suburb and this ball was hit to some we're not going to get the shout outs that we're going to get. Like, that's what we're going to miss. And I understand it's on Netflix, and listen, cash rules everything around me. That's going to be a theme you're going to hear a lot of as we talk about the World Cup potentially expanding and all this kind of stuff. That's going to be a theme of today, I feel like.
Oh, really?
But Netflix, listen, you sold this to Netflix as part of the new rights deal, and you don't get Berman. And so I like it. I think that, listen, a lot of people don't like Berman doing certain things. I
think he's great.
I
think he's great on the home run calls.
I think he's great on NFL.
Awesome.
I like it. He's great on the fastest 2 minutes. I think he's great on NFL highlights. I think he's great on the Derby. I think when you can roll Berman out for certain events,
yes,
he's awesome. And this is one of the marquee events that he's great on. And I'm going to miss him tonight.
You're right. You're not going to hear him calling a home run saying that's hit to Willow Grove.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
You're not going to hear him saying that a home run call, it was hit to Lansdale.
I want that.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want Drexel Hill.
I want that.
There's a home run hit to Drexel Hill or Westchester or any of these places outside of Philadelphia. Or maybe you go to the east. You hit one so far, you hit it to New Jersey. I mean, come on. Come on. Cherry Hill. I mean, let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's outstanding. I want to hear Berman do that. Back.
I want that. But
I think what should take place is, are you familiar with how Rebecca Lowe is essentially, she's on loan to Fox for the World Cup?
Yeah.
She works for NBC, but she is the best soccer presenter.
Yeah, she's a soccer ambassador, essentially.
She really is for this country. She's great. I feel like Berman should go with the event, right? Like Berman, even though he's with ESPN still at the end of his career, he should be allowed to be loaned out
He's
to
owned
Netflix.
by the Home Run Derby.
Home Run Derby. Exactly.
Berman presented by the Home Run Derby.
I believe tonight it will be Matt Vasgersian on the call for the Home Run Derby. El Duncan will also be there for Netflix.
They're great. Vasgersian's awesome. I'm not besmirching the good name of Vasgersian. But can we? I feel like, okay, let's give them a round. Give him a round. But when we get into the money rounds,
no.
Roll out Berman.
So Berman's like the closer?
Berman's the closer, yeah. Like all of a sudden, like he gets his own intro. Like he walks onto the field and he's
holding a bat.
Yeah, he gets his own intro. He calls his shot like he's Babe Ruth and then just sits down at the booth, puts on the headphones.
It's just a really long microphone that's in the shape of a bat.
Good God, it's like a stick mic.
Yeah, right.
Good God Almighty, it's Berman's music.
It's what Bob Barker used to carry around, but instead it has like a bat around it.
That's what I want. That's all I want.
You're right. I feel like there's probably a younger generation that is missing out. They're missing out on Chris Berman in his prime, just rattling off suburbs of Philadelphia as home runs are being smashed. That's the way you grow up. You want to talk about a childhood? That's a childhood. Hot summer night, watching the Home Run Derby, listening to Berman scream baseball calls.
And you know what? That's back when
Americana.
That's back when the All-Star game meant something. That's back when it counted.
Yes, that is when it counted.
That's literally when it counted.
Raj wants to know what would Chris Berman's walkout song be tonight?
Oh, you know Berman's old school, so it's "I Did It My Way" by Sinatra. Like it's what every old school guy goes with. It's "I Did It My Way" by Sinatra. Like, it has to be.
How great is that? That's outstanding. So there you go. Tonight, the Home Run Derby. That'll be on Netflix, 8 Eastern. We'll see if they can keep up with the home runs. Not having a clock on the event, I think, should allow that to be a little more controlled because the players are not going to be rushing through their swings. And quite honestly, I'm a little surprised. 20 swings? It's not a lot.
Well, okay, again, I also...
You have 8 contestants, 20 swings.
20 swings is a lot between 8 people.
Is it? Don't most of these guys hit over 20 in the first round?
No, but I'm saying you get 20 swings, but they're also going to sit there and take pitches because if whoever's pitching to them throws them a bad pitch, they're going to be sitting there. So you might get 20 throws.
That's the other underlying fun.
You might get 30 throws.
Of the Home Run Derby is you get the guy that gets his dad to throw to him, and his dad can't throw.
Exactly.
And so, like, he's getting pissed because his dad is just not hitting over the plate.
Like, what are we doing here? Come on, Dad.
You got to trust your guy, whoever it is. If it's a batting coach, the guy that throws BP every day for your club, for your team, right?
Yeah.
Like, you got to trust that guy.
Exactly. Come on. What are we doing here, Dad?
So Home Run Derby tonight, 8 Eastern on Netflix. I'm excited for it. I think it'll be fun. I like watching the Home Run Derby. I'm not the biggest baseball guy, but I like the Home Run Derby. I also really like the All-Star game.
Yeah.
The All-Star game's fun, and baseball gets it right.
They do.
You know, it's one of those all-star events where we are a football-loving nation. The NFL's all-star stuff sucks. It does. Mm-hmm. But baseball, it's fun to see all the different uniforms, the different players, the older players. Like, there's going to be a lot of celebrating Justin Verlander this week and throughout the All-Star game, which is cool. He'll be a Hall of Famer. I think the entire event, the way baseball handles Monday and Tuesday of the All-Star break, it's perfect. It really makes a lot of sense, and I like the way they do it.
I think the access too. I really love the access. I know they've adopted this more into like the national broadcast too, where they talk to players and stuff. But especially they started it during the All-Star game, where they would mic up the players and they'd mic up a different player during every single inning. I like that. I think it brings more fans and gives you more. The more personality you can give these guys and bring more fans into getting to know these guys on a national level brings, I think, more fans into the game that is very regionalized and is very local. And if you get them on the national stage, you get more people to watch. And again, I hate to be the Debbie Downer about this.
Oh no.
I hope we have one of these next year.
Oh, what are you doing? Not here of all places. Not during the All-Star break.
I am just hoping
don't do this.
I'm just enjoy watching these players this year, everybody, because I don't know if we're hitting dingers next year.
I think you're rooting for a lockout. I don't think you want baseball next year.
I want baseball next year.
Okay, stop bringing it up then.
How many Mount Rushmores can we do? How many quarterbacks can we rank?
I don't know.
How many quarterbacks can we rank? How many tiers can we do, Chris?
Our buddy Josh Graham, hosts here on Westwood One Sports, he says he would trust Raj to throw his BP.
Oh, yeah.
For the home run derby.
For sure.
And I would trust Raj, too.
I would also trust Josh.
Yes, I would imagine Josh can hurl it.
Oh, yeah.
I would imagine he's quite the hurler.
Yeah, both of them.
I wouldn't trust me to throw BP. I wouldn't.
Oh, come on, Raj. You could throw for us.
I think that Raj and Josh would be quite the battery.
Yes. I think that would work.
Yeah. I like it.
I wouldn't trust myself in that scenario.
No.
I might fold.
Okay. You got to have confidence, Raj. Come on.
Yeah, come on, Raj. Step up to the plate. You can throw it.
In this case, step up to the mound. But yes.
Let's go. Well, yeah, yes.
The mound.
Phrasing. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Raj. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. So over the weekend, FIFA has said that they are thinking about expanding the World Cup field from 48 to 64 teams. This is a disaster. This would be terrible.
I hate everything.
For the World Cup. We will tell you about that coming up next. International soccer is down to its final matches. DraftKings has you covered for every single one.
The DraftKings app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. New DraftKings customers sign up with code B&A26 and spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
That's code B&A26 for Bleck and Abdalla 26 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-MY-RESET. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet tax pass through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Canada. Event contract trading with DraftKings. Predictions involve risks of loss. Availability varies. Bet to get bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Trade to get $50 in prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Issued every 7 days via click to claim for 21 days. One non-withdrawable reward redeemable. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends July 19th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
The Home Run Derby is tonight on Netflix. Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber will have home park advantage. Will one of them take the crown in the city of brotherly love? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Over the weekend, the head of FIFA said that they will examine the possibility of a 64-team World Cup for the next cycle. So the next World Cup in 2030, that they will look at the possibility of expanding to a 64-team tournament for that World Cup. And I believe they've also mentioned that not only is the World Cup this next cycle in 2030 going to take place in 3 countries. I believe it's Spain, Portugal, and one more right next to those two countries. I think that they are looking into opening the first 3 matches in South America.
Yeah.
So Argentina would host a match, and 2 other countries in South America would host matches to get the World Cup started, thus making it a multi-continent start to the World Cup, which, okay, there's a couple things at play, right? Like, first of all, I see the story that they're looking to expand it. And of course, it is so obvious because greed rules everything, especially in sports, especially in TV now. And this year's World Cup has been successful for a lot of different reasons, but they expanded. So they see the expansion to 48, and now they say, oh, this worked. People like this. Let's do more, because what happens? More teams get in means more games, which means more events to put on TV, which is a higher value you can charge to those who want the rights to broadcast said games. So more teams equal more games, which equals more money for FIFA. That's it. That's the conversation we're having here. If you are talking about it from a pure soccer standpoint, making it more accessible to others does not necessarily make it a better tournament. And I get it. There are some stories from this year's World Cup that were cool, where they got into the knockout stage, round of 32, and they advanced, Cape Verde being one of those teams. There are teams where the storyline was cool. There was also most of the group stage where there were matches that were not relevant for the competition moving forward.
Yeah.
Because teams have already qualified. So then your third game in a group stage situation did not matter for either side. And so the group stage was watered down by what we saw.
Like the U.S.'s game. Like the U.S.'s game didn't matter because they had already advanced. They won their first 2 games. They sat everybody in their third group game. They ended up losing that game, and it just didn't matter. So when they lost that game, you know, it didn't mean anything, and they ended up just moving on to the knockout stage. And you could have said, you know, they ended up winning that next game and moving on, and then they ended up losing to Belgium. But what this is there would be 128 matches in a 64-team World Cup. That would be double the amount of teams from 4 years ago when there were only 32 teams in the World Cup. In 2030, it will be the 100-year anniversary of the World Cup. It started in 1930. So they want to go all out. That's why they're doing 3 continents, which is why they're going to add, you know, the opening match in another continent. And so they're trying to go all out. And you're right. Infantino, the head of FIFA, and he's seeing dollar signs in his eyes because of the ratings here, and he's seeing how many matches and how much they're charging to get into these games and how much they're charging for all of this stuff and how much teams and stadiums are paying and cities are paying to host these games. And he's saying, well, if we can if we can have more games and if we can have more teams, we can just charge more. All this isn't about saying, and the quote from him is saying, it's the World Cup. We should allow the world to participate. BS. No, that's not what you want. That's not what you want.
Yeah.
You want more money from more countries.
Yeah.
You want more money from more cities to host these games. You want more money from more stadiums, from more fans, from more tickets. All this is money. That's all it is. None of this has anything to do with the amount of teams. And sure, you're going to get the Cape Verdes that make it through to a knockout round. That's cool. You're going to get like Norway's a different situation because Norway's just ends up being good because they have one of the best players in the world on their team, you know? Like you're not going to get a team that's going to be a little upstart making it through because this is kind of like, to me, when you expand the college football playoff. Yeah. Eventually, the best teams, look at the Final Four that we have. You've got Spain against France, and then you've got England against Argentina. You have the 4 best teams in the world playing against each other. It's not like a little upstart team. It's not like Egypt got through. It's not like Cape Verde got through. It's not the U.S. men's national team didn't even get through. They're a top 15 team in the world. They didn't even get through. The best teams in the world are that much better. Just because you expand the field, this isn't the NCAA tournament. Just because you're the World Cup and you're saying, oh, well, we have to expand it to the world. That's not what you're trying to do. You want more money. That's all this is. Yep. And you're watering down the tournament to try to get more money.
So the 2030 World Cup, I couldn't think of the third nation hosting. It's Morocco. Yeah. So Morocco, Portugal, Spain are the host nations. Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay are the additional three nations that will serve as opening hosts. So those three countries will also host opening matches to get the World Cup started. And you're right. It's all money. It doesn't make for a better tournament. And if you're a casual, you just jumped in, you love this, like soccer doesn't have crazy buzzer beaters. There's not 12s upsetting 5s. This isn't March Madness. There's not wacky first 4 and then that first 4 team goes on a run. That's not how soccer works. So like the adding more teams beyond 48, you're not including quality. Like that's the thing is you're just going to get a even more watered down group stage. That's what will take place. You're not going to have a group stage that's interesting because guess what? Out of the group, you'll have groups of 4. All 3 from every group will get it. So then you're going to have teams get into the bracket that at best they drew a game.
Yeah.
No wins. They drew, and then now they're in the knockout stage.
I mean, that's what you had this year with Cape Verde. Cape Verde didn't win. They drew all their games.
Yeah, but drawing all 3, I feel, is different than a team that has 2 losses and a draw.
Yeah,
right?
That's
like,
fair.
You know, like it's like I'll give them credit for at least doing that and accomplishing that, but it just I don't think people understand that adding more teams is not going to make for a more exciting tournament.
No.
The World Cup's exciting as it is. I think what has manipulated some of this is that it's the first time in many people's lives since 1994 where you can actually consume it if you're an American during the hours that you're awake and paying attention to things. So people think that this is like the best World Cup ever. And it's like, you're just watching it. Like the World Cup's always great. It's just you're not waking up when the World Cup was held in 2002 in Korea, right? Like when it was in South Korea, like you weren't waking up to watch matches at 4 a.m. Mm-hmm. Like it's here and it's being served to you. So you are consuming it and now you think it's great. It's always great.
Yeah.
Now this year's World Cup, it is something to note that tomorrow's match between France and Spain and Wednesday's match between Argentina and England is the first time that the top 4 teams ranked by FIFA heading into the tournament are the final 4 teams left. You could look at the path that Argentina has had to get to this point. You can question.
Did they get another favorable call over the weekend against Switzerland?
No, come on. That was a red. Come on. You can't flop like that like a fish out of water and then cry into your shirt, into your kit, because you're being sent off for flailing when no one even touched you. Sorry, buddy. Move it along.
That's basically soccer, but okay.
No, I know, but come on. He was on a yellow. That was a stupid decision to make if you're on a yellow to flop like that.
Okay.
What are you doing? You want to defend him?
I'm not defending him. I'm just saying it's convenient that it happens to Argentina.
Yeah, okay, right. The way the call happened is no card should have been given in the first place. Mm-hmm. Because a card was given to Argentina in the first place, then the only reaction when you review it and there is no contact at all is to then give a card the other way.
Yeah.
So it should have just been a foul, spot it, and let's play.
Yeah.
But instead, he gave the card, and then Messi moves on.
Yeah, shocking.
A little extra time there.
Shocking.
A little extra time. They were worried for a minute about some penalty kicks.
Shocking. Shocking. You don't say.
Well, we were at a bar. We were in Pilsen at a bar, and they had the Telemundo broadcast airing throughout the restaurant.
Yeah.
And I was explaining to everyone at the table that like the moment they went down to 10 men, Switzerland was not going to win.
No.
And like everyone's like, well, why can't they? And I'm like, it just doesn't happen.
It doesn't.
Like you can't. You're not going to be able to defend for the 15 or 20 minutes at the end of the regular time, and then 30 more minutes down a man. That's just not going to take place.
No, absolutely not. No. If this was a group stage and you were saying that you could just defend until whatever and then get through with a draw, fine.
Yes.
But not with the relentless shooting capabilities of Argentina. Plus, they probably would have awarded a penalty kick before penalties anyway to Messi to just get through anyway, regardless. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. So, I would be against 64 teams for the World Cup. I would say no. Let's not do that. Let's keep it. If you have to keep it at 48, that's fine.
Well, they're not going back now.
No, I know. That's what sucks. Like, it used to mean something when you got out of the group.
Mm-hmm.
When only 2 teams out of every group got through to the knockout round, that used to mean something.
Yeah, of course. Now, I just think that we have to remember as Americans, when the Americans do next 4 years get through, just remember,
Don't
be like,
celebrate like
don't
it's a
celebrate like
championship?
it's a championship. Just be like, all right, well, now this is expected. This is expected. Now you got to win a couple games to start celebrating.
Yes, it's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. As we continue on here in the summer, we continue to look towards the start of NFL training camps. 32 questions in 32 days takes us to the Baltimore Ravens today. How will Jesse Minter and Declan Doyle fit with Lamar Jackson? Can they get Lamar Jackson to the next level? Can they get him a championship? We'll talk about that coming up next. When you speed while driving, you have less time to react to whatever comes across your path. A sharp turn could take you by surprise, causing you to veer off the road. Another car could turn out in front of you, leading to a fender bender.
A truck could brake suddenly, injuring you and the other driver. A cyclist could enter the road ahead, and your impact could send them to the hospital. A pedestrian could be walking their dog, and your foot on the gas might lead to a tragedy.
You may not think that any of these things could happen to you, but you won't see them until they happen. When you're speeding, you don't have time to course correct. You don't have time to stop.
And it only takes an instant for a disaster to strike. The speed limit isn't just there to protect you. It's there to protect your passengers, other drivers, cyclists, pedestrians, and everyone sharing the road.
So slow down, obey the law, and help keep everyone around you safe.
Speeding catches up with you, paid for by NHTSA.
We know you're jonesing for some football just like we are. NFL training camps begin opening in 9 days. And yes, we're counting. You're home for the NFL. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Today is July 13th. July 22nd will be the date that the first two teams in the NFL report to training camp. Yeah, the 22nd. The days are ticking away here. Cardinals and Panthers will report on the 22nd. Every team in the NFL will be in training camp by July 28th. And here on the Bleck and Abdalla Show, each day throughout the summer here, we have brought to you 32 questions in 32 days. Today's team, the Baltimore Ravens.
32 questions in 32 days. Bleck and Abdalla discuss every NFL team's biggest question heading into training camp. Today's team, the Baltimore Ravens.
Jackson got away, now reloads and throws to Flowers downfield. He's got it for a touchdown! They had Jackson. He escaped and finds Flowers, and the Ravens take the lead.
Today's question, how will Jesse Minter and Declan Doyle fit with Lamar Jackson?
There we go with 32 questions in 32 days. Today's also a special day. We get three once an hour. We will hit you with 32 questions in 32 days. Jesse Minter, new head coach. Declan Doyle, new offensive coordinator with Lamar Jackson. Can Lamar and the Ravens win the Super Bowl? I think this is the most talented team in the AFC. I think the fit makes a lot of sense. I'm looking forward to seeing what Lamar and the Ravens have for us this upcoming season.
Yeah, I think, look, anytime you bring in a guy that's obviously been in the building before, he takes over, I think he's a good fit. I think that he's a guy that is going to get the most out of this team. I think that Doyle's going to do a good job as well. I think that their talent is good, too. You're going to bring the most out of these guys anytime you've got a guy like Lamar Jackson. We saw what that offense was able to do in Chicago, and you bring someone over from that offensive system, that Ben Johnson's system, over here. Now, how quickly can it take? How quickly can Lamar Jackson invest? So far, he's invested. He was there during some of the mini camps. He was there during the offseason training program. When we come back for training camp here and the Ravens come back for training camp, all that stuff's mandatory. So all that voluntary stuff is done. So all of this mandatory stuff now is taking place. Training camp's in full swing. The question is he going to be able to stay healthy enough? And like he made it to game day every single week last week, right? Like for the most part. Last year. Are we going to get he's questionable. He was on the sideline for this practice. He walked out late to this practice and all of that. I think we're going to get full buy-in from Lamar Jackson with this new coaching staff. They came in and kind of set the tone right away. You still got a bunch of playmakers on offense. They added Trey Hendrickson on defense. I think this is a extremely talented roster, top to bottom. I think they're one of the strongest in the AFC. I disagree with you that they're the strongest. I still think that the Bills are better, but it's 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
1A, 1B. I think it's a complete disappointment if they're not in the AFC championship game. But yeah, I think that this coaching staff is going to get the best out of this team. I just think that at a certain point, when Harbaugh was there, it's time for a change. You know, the message just starts to get stale. You know, you start to cater to the players a little too much, and that's what Harbaugh was doing. And I think when Minter came in, he set a different tone, and it seems like so far, from an outsider's perspective at least, we're not there. We don't know exactly what's going on inside the locker room, but it seems like Lamar Jackson has complete buy-in so far.
I think that's the way to look at it. Buy-in. That to me is what I've observed here in this offseason. In the past, it's been an issue with Lamar, coaching staffs, trying to get him to be involved. He seems to be available, ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. I think that makes a lot of sense. The guy's won 2 MVPs. He, at times, is the best player in the NFL. You can win a championship with him. You just need to make sure everything comes together. The trade for Trey Hendrickson, I love that. And I think the Ravens are going to be really good. So when the question's asked, how will Jesse Minter and Declan Doyle fit with Lamar Jackson? I think they're going to fit well. I think that offense, the Ravens, I expect big things from Baltimore in this upcoming season. So we will have 2 more today. Ooh. Questions in 32 days for the NFL as we continue to look forward to training camp. We're not too far away from the start of training camp. Bleck Abdalla, sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. You know, Abdalla, it's the summer. We're not quite to the dog days of summer, but like we're in the thick of it, right? Like temps are going to be in the 90s for most different parts of the country. You know, this is summer. Kids are on break. People are taking trips. How long is too long to stand in line for ice cream?
Okay, so I think it depends on the ice cream.
Okay,
right?
so here's the situation. We were in Oak Park last night, and then it's like an old-fashioned ice cream place.
Okay, so I think that
old-fashioned ice cream.
Yeah, I think that tends
It's been there forever.
Yeah, that's
right?
different, I think.
And people have those all around this country, right?
Yeah.
Like there's those places that are iconic. You remember it as a kid.
Yeah.
You go there, and then so you grow like, let's go back, let's get ice cream. It's hot. Summer, Sunday night, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the line's out the door, of course. Of course it is. It's summer, right? Ice cream, summer. There's going to be a line.
Yeah.
We waited 45 minutes.
Absolutely.
45 minutes last night.
Effing not.
There was like one poor little old lady behind the counter working by herself.
Where are the teens?
I don't know. That's what I thought to myself. I thought like summer, like this is when all the high school kids should be working in the ice cream shop.
Where are the teens?
No, it was one little old lady trying to, and you know how like ice cream hardens in the cooler, right? So she's got the scoop and she's trying. You can see her like frail little arms trying to get the scoop of ice cream.
Teens.
I only ordered one scoop because I thought she was gonna break.
No,
I thought the arm was just gonna snap off like she was T-1000 in Terminator 2.
I will give the little ice cream shack more time, because if you're waiting that long at like a Ben and Jerry's, go to your grocery store, and buy a pint.
This wasn't chain.
No,
This wasn't a big
that's
box
fine.
ice cream.
I'll give you 15, 20 minutes. I'll give you
45.
No, absolutely not.
And
Hell
I was pot committed. Like after 30 minutes of it,
dude.
I was like, I'm going to see this out. This got to be a hell of an ice cream.
You know where I worked in high schoall?
Yeah, DQ.
I worked at a Dairy Queen.
Hot eat school treats.
Absolutely. Listen, no, you got to get some teens in there. That's what you got to do.
Where are all the kid workers?
Where are all the kids?
What's going
Where
on?
are all the minimum wagers?
They're too busy playing their video games.
Too busy on the TikTok.
Yeah, I thought her arm was just going to break off
Poor
because the
lady.
ice cream was so tough. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from downtown Chicago each and every day on the air until 3 Eastern. Hanging out with you until 3 Eastern right here on Westwood One Sports. You can call or text us at 310-840-4910. You know, we were just talking about, I waited last night in line for 45 minutes for ice cream. Local hometown type of ice cream parlor, you know, not big box, not big ice cream type of place, you know, not the traditional powers in the ice cream game. You know what was more disappointing about waiting that long, and I was pot committed, so I stayed through the line, is when I got up to the counter to order. You know, you're expecting, because it's like, it's not a big box type of place, that they have probably specialty flavors.
No.
And they had some, but they were all out.
Well, yeah.
Like they had like a peach. I was like, all right, I'll try the peach. She was like, we don't have that. I was like, all right, what about the peanut butter cup, which is not that crazy, right?
Yeah, peanut butter cup.
It's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Like in this day and age of ice cream, the ice cream game, peanut butter cup.
You got to have that.
She was like, that one's gone too. And I was like, what about vanilla? She was like, okay. I was like, what? Wait, I just waited in line for 45 minutes for a scoop of vanilla ice cream? What the hell am I doing with my life?
You would be a vanilla ice cream eater.
Well, I did. What else? I didn't want the Superman one.
Oh, Superman makes Superman's too extreme.
That's what I'm saying.
Superman's too extreme.
They had like Superman, butter pecan.
Nah, I'm not a butter pecan guy.
And they had a pistachio one.
I don't like pistachio.
And then chocolate. Then the regular lineup.
Okay.
You know, chocolate,
Right.
strawberry,
Yeah.
vanilla. So I went with vanilla.
In that situation, I probably would have just gone chocolate or strawberry.
I mean, it's like I could not believe that I waited that long in a line for one scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream. I mean, dude, 45. At that point,
I know. I
see,
agree.
here's the problem. If I walk up and I see a line that long and I see the old lady.
Yeah, well, she was struggling. She was
I'm
by
out.
herself.
I'm out. I make the executive decision and I go, nope.
There was no one there to help her. She was by herself.
No, sorry.
Long line out into the street.
No, we'll come back.
Line down the block type
We'll come
of
back
thing.
because I know you don't have kids to disappoint. Like, you don't have children that'll be like, you promised me ice cream, and now we're not getting ice cream.
Well, I had my nephews with me, and they were outside because they were inside, but the amount of time it was taking to get the ice cream, well, you know what happens with little toddlers.
It's a meltdown
now
waiting
they're
to happen.
screaming.
Yeah,
There's waters being knocked out of the jug.
Oh,
There's
God.
like all kinds of stuff. So they were outside.
At that
But
point.
I was standing there. I'm going to get us the ice cream. My brother-in-law and I, we're going to get this ice cream.
No.
And, jeez, they took forever.
No, dude.
It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. We've made it to the All-Star break in Major League Baseball. The Home Run Derby is tonight, 8 Eastern on Netflix. Tomorrow night, the All-Star game is on Fox at 8 Eastern. I enjoy both. I like the All-Star game for baseball. I like the Home Run Derby. I'm excited to watch tonight. Did you know that baseball also had their draft on Saturday?
Yes, I
Major League
did.
Baseball had their draft on Saturday. The Chicago White Sox had the first overall pick. They take Rock Chalowski, shortstop from UCLA. as their player selected number 1 overall.
Man, what a you and I broadcast out of the great city of Chicago every single
what about
day.
Rock?
There's no
Let's get
more
Rock
of a
Chalowski.
South Side White Sox name than
Right?
Rock Chalowski.
Rock
They've already started
Chalowski.
printing, and they already are spelling the name wrong of Rock Chalowski
Rock
because it's
Chalowski.
it's SKY, but those jerseys are going to say SKI
Yeah.
because Rock Chalowski couldn't be more of a South Side White Sox player.
And it's ROCH.
Yes.
Not K.
That's not,
So it's not like a rock.
No.
It's Rock
But still,
Chalowski.
what a name,
Yeah,
Rock.
great. That's a ball name.
That's a
That's a baseball
that's
name.
a ball player,
All right,
man.
So the draft was on Saturday, and you know how this goes, right? The commissioner, Rob Manfred, that's our guy. Rob Manfred steps to the mic to introduce the number 1 overall pick in Major League Baseball.
With the first pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Chicago White Sox select Rock Chalowski,
Oh, geez.
a shortstop from UCLA.
Oh, my God.
The Chicago White Sox select Rock Chalowski.
Okay.
It's Chalowski.
It's Chalowski.
Chalowski, and he's the number 1 player selected overall.
Like, not consensus number 1, but, like, there were, like, there were, like, 2 or 3 guys. Manfred, like, you have to get this. And not
you
only
had
that.
one job.
You had one job. And it's not like it's spelled weird. It's not like it's spelled L-O-U. And you would be like, oh, it's spelled Lau. No.
Select Rock Chalowski.
It's spelled L-O-W like cow. It's spelled L-O-W, Lau,
Rock
like cow.
Chalowski.
Like, anybody would look at this name and say Chalowski.
He biffed it. He stepped up to the plate. He missed. That's Rob Manfred, our
That's
guy.
the commissioner of
Chalowski.
baseball. You had one job.
I mean, could you imagine the commissioner, David Stern at the time, number 1 overall pick goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers, LaBouffe James, right? Like
LeBron James.
just totally botch it.
I mean,
right?
come on.
It's just, I don't understand.
I'm surprised you didn't call him Roch.
Roch Chalowski.
Select Rock Chalowski, a shortstop from UCLA.
I mean, and you're right. There were a couple of different directions that the White Sox could have gone with the number 1 pick.
There were like 3 guys. That's it.
But Chalowski has been known as like the top positional player for a while.
Yes.
This wasn't like a surprise selection by the Chicago White Sox taking the number 1 kid, Rock Chalowski.
Ridiculous.
Come on, Manfred, what are you doing?
With the first pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Chicago White Sox select Rock Chalowski, a shortstop from UCLA.
Just another chip on the White Sox shoulder, man.
I mean, yes, you're right. Because most, if those who are not familiar, most Chicago White Sox fans think that ESPN has a vendetta against them.
Just baseball in general.
Because there are graphics that are missing their championship. There are people that always say that the Cubs won one and the Sox have never won one, even though the White Sox won one in 2005.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing here.
Select Rock Chalowski,
Rock
shortstop
Chalowski.
from UCLA.
So there's Manfred. He had one job to introduce Rock Chalowski as the number 1 pick for the Chicago White Sox. He had one job.
Couldn't even do that.
Just one
right.
job. You know, the thing with Rob Manfred is we always like to go back to the fall of 2020. Dodgers in the World Series. They win the World Series. And Rob Manfred handing out the World Series MVP trophy to Corey Seager.
Oh.
So if we go back to the fall of 2020, here is Rob Manfred.
You thrilled our fans throughout the postseason with a great performance. You led the Dodgers to a World Series victory, and it's my pleasure to recognize your great play with the Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Award presented by Chevrolet.
Hit it, Roy. Hit the music. There he is, Rob Manfred. Yeah.
You thrilled our fans.
We do need to say here on the Bleck Abdalla show that he was medically cleared. He was medically cleared medically cleared to hold up. Roy, wrong music. Roy. We need the Darth Vader music. Darth Vader music goes with Manfred. We got to get the Darth Vader music. It sets the tone because he has the evil empire with Major League Baseball. Yes.
Corey.
That's the right music. Not the cantina music.
Not the cantina.
It's a different vibe.
Wait, well,
different vibe.
We
Roy.
have to be clear that Rob Manfred did not hit the cantina
Corey.
before stepping to the microphone.
What we were explaining is that Major League Baseball had to give an announcement.
Yes.
To say he was medically cleared.
Yes.
To that nothing. There you go. There's the right.
Yeah.
There's
Corey.
the Manfred.
Hello.
Yeah. There's the Manfred music.
Hello, Rock Chalowski.
Major League Baseball had to say that Rob Manfred was medically cleared from this situation in 2020 because he
Chalowski.
sounded so off. People thought he was having a stroke. People thought something was wrong.
Welcome to the All-Star game. I made the home run derby contest better again. I made it great for you.
Rock Chalowski.
There's no more clock. You can take as long
Corey.
as you want. You could take an hour. You could take 2 hours.
Oh, for the home run derby.
The
tonight.
derby. You
Yeah.
wanted it.
Yep.
You got it. You can take 20
Corey.
swings and you hit home dingers. All the dingers you're
You
going to
led
get
the Dodgers.
tonight.
He was medically cleared.
You got
They had to say he was okay, that nothing was
Schwarber.
wrong.
You got Harper.
Did you say Schwarber?
Schwarber. You got
Corey.
Munatata Kurkamis.
What was that?
Munatata Kurkamis.
Mooney. Go with Mooney. Rob.
Mutatakas Kaskamis.
Just go with Mooney.
He's here too.
Corey. Rock Chalowski.
I mean, it's just insane that Major League Baseball in 2020 had to announce that Rob Manfred was medically cleared after handing out the MVP trophy to Corey Seager.
I can't believe.
And then he botched Rock Chalowski.
Don't
Rock Chalowski.
you go up to? We know that when the draft happens, someone says to the commissioner the name before he goes up there.
I mean, that's how football works.
That's how, at least how football. And dude, it's got to work that way in basketball too.
I would assume
because
so.
there's a lot of European players, and so at least in years past, there weren't a lot this year, but in years past, there's a lot of
Corey.
European players.
Yes, right.
And so someone has to tell Adam Silver
Yes.
the names and how to pronounce these
Yes.
names, and there's cards with how to
Corey.
pronounce them.
Yes. Well, he had Corey down.
Well, he had Corey down.
Rock Chalowski.
And Mutatatashi Kikrami
Corey.
will be there.
I mean, the fact that in 2020, Major League Baseball had to say that Rob Manfred was medically cleared, so something else was going on.
Yeah.
I think he tried to blame an echo in his headset. He was
Yeah.
wearing like
Double
an
audio.
IB. He was getting double audio. I mean, at that point, don't you have to do the rock star move and just
Pull
rip it out?
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
actually
it's-
Corey.
behind-the-scenes videos of Goodell practicing
Corey.
toughness
Yep.
before the
Yeah.
draft
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
it's
Listen.
the biggest moment
Corey.
of those young men's
Yep.
lives. And he
You
doesn't
can-
want to have happen
Yep.
exactly
Rob-
what we're doing
yep.
right now.
And thank you to Rob
Corey.
Manfred. Yeah.
You can give Goodell a lot of crap. He's prepared. Goodell's always prepared for this.
So there you go. Rob Manfred in 2020 gave you the classic Corey.
Corey.
As he was slurring all over the place. His words, that is.
You led the Dodgers.
Chalowski.
You
Chalowski.
thrilled our fans.
Yeah, so that was in 2020. This was on Saturday.
With the first pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Chicago White Sox select Rock Chalowski, a shortstop from UCLA.
Chalowski.
Maybe he's a secret Chicagoan.
Chalowski.
Chalowskis.
Hey, Chalowski.
You know, I'm going down to
Hey,
the
Rock.
Chalowskis. I'm going to pick up
Hey,
a
Chalowski.
couple 2-3 beers, and I'll be right
Select
back, okay?
Rock Chalowski, a shortstop from UCLA. Chalowski, a shortstop.
That's outstanding.
Love it.
How about that? Shout out to Rob Manfred. He almost got through the entire first half of the baseball season without us even needing a reason to bring him up
Yeah, well.
to play that classic audio from 2020.
And like I said, listen, he's going to have a lot of time next season to practice
Why?
names.
Stop doing this.
A lot of time next
don't do
season
that
to
to
practice
us.
names.
Don't do that to us.
Maybe he should start working on those commercials a little more, where MLB is pimping their that they want a salary cap and how it's good for baseball and how they're running attack ads on the players that they should be wanting a salary cap and how it's better for baseball. And Rob Manfred should be interviewing more fans during the All-Star game. I wonder if they'll do that. Do you think they'll go up to kids in the outfield in between swings and say, hey, kid, hey, little Johnny, do you want a salary cap in baseball?
How annoyed are you at the Dodgers? Do you hate the Dodgers, little kid, because they're spending so much and deferring funds?
Hey, little Johnny, you just caught Bryce Harper's home run. Do you think he should have a limit on how long he can sign for? Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Ridiculous.
Oh, that's outstanding. I mean, for you to think that that's going to happen, I mean, I'm guessing that we will have a lockout next off season. So the season won't start on time.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't see the owners being okay, especially the cheap owners being okay with not making revenue and missing games, missing gates. I find that very tough to believe.
Okay.
That's the case.
Okay.
No, I know that you disagree, but
I don't think they'll be okay with it. I just think
I think there's a lot of very cheap owners in baseball, and the moment this happened during the pandemic, the only reason baseball got back to playing baseball was because the owners saw that having no revenue of the games was brutal for those who are cheap and needed the cash.
I think the gap is so vast, though, that we didn't have attack ads last time.
No, that's true. No, they didn't.
We didn't have this much of a gap last time. I think it's going to be tough. I don't think that there's actually not going to be baseball, but I think it's going to be tough to get to a point where you can have some semblance of a season where there's at least an all-star game, like a break, like an all-star break.
I hope so.
I hope so, too.
Baseball's in a great spot right now.
It's in the best spot possible.
On the field, the product and the enjoyment of people watching baseball, going to baseball games, and just the vibes around the competition, I think are the best that I've seen in 30 years.
It's in the best spot possible since, and for the wrong reasons, obviously, since the steroid era, the Sosa McGuire home run chase that was obviously tainted by steroids, but the most interest in the sport since that era.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. We will go one-on-one with Raj coming up next. What is the best story of the 4 teams remaining in the World Cup? England, France, Argentina, and Spain. We'll talk about that coming up next. International soccer is down to its final matches. DraftKings has you covered for every single one.
The DraftKings app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. New DraftKings customers sign up with code B&A26 and spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
That's code B&A26 or Bleck and Abdalla 26 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Connecticut. Call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org on behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas. Bet tax pass through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Canada. Event contract trading with DraftKings. Predictions involve risks of loss. Availability varies. Bet to get bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Trade to get $50 in prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Issued every 7 days via click to claim for 21 days. One non-withdrawable reward redeemable. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends July 19th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
Imagine a sports platform that talks with you, not at you. Your stories, your opinions, your one destination. This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Okay, all right. Easy there, Manfred. It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Here on a Monday, hanging out live from Chicago with you until 3 Eastern. And at this time on a Monday, we go on out to Parts Unknown in Colorado, and we talk to Raj Sharan producing the show.
The next question comes from the line of Raj Sharan with Westwood One. Please proceed.
Please proceed, Raj. On a Monday, a little one-on-one. What's going on, Raj?
What's up, fellas? We're going to start in the World Cup, near and dear to your heart. There's 4 countries remaining. I want to know, what's the best story of the 4? Not the best team, the best story of the remaining 4. We've got England, we've got France, we've got Argentina, and we've got Spain. What say you, Abdallah?
The best story is England, and specifically Jude Bellingham and his run in the World Cup. He might not be the highest goal scorer, but he is playing the best out of anybody left in the World Cup. And for those of you that don't know, he was questionable to even make the squad for England. People wanted him left off of the World Cup squad that was heading to North America for the World Cup. And now he's being embraced by England. They're singing Hey Jude to him after the match, which he starts like tearing up afterward. Like he is the best player. Like he's not the best player left in the tournament. He's playing like the best player left in the tournament. And I think they're going to beat Argentina unless FIFA has something to do with it. But if they don't, England is going to beat Argentina and then lose to whoever wins between Spain and France. But I think England has a great chance to beat Argentina. They're a favorite against them right now, but they have a great chance to beat them because of how great Jude Bellingham has been this tournament so far.
Can a guy who's an absolute international superstar have like a coming out party?
I mean, yeah, because nobody knows who he is here.
Kind
I
of
don't
feels
think.
like that's the way with Jude Bellingham. The answer, Raj, is England, because the last time they won the World Cup was 1966. So I do think the best story that's left of the 4 standing, I think France is the best team. Messi is the best player, singular player of all time, and with Argentina, the defending champions. So that's a storyline. Spain has had success in the last 20 years on this stage. So I think it's England. I think England finally breaking through and winning the World Cup would be the best story to come out of the Final 4.
All right, guys. We've got the Home Run Derby tonight on Netflix, by the way. Then the All-Star Game tomorrow in baseball. Baseball and basketball both build a lot around the All-Star Game. It's not just the game. There's a lot of festivities. So taking it all into account, the good, the bad, the ugly. Better All-Star festivities. Baseball or the NBA? Bleck?
Yeah, I think the way I would look at this is because the 3 of us are not getting invited to the parties that are around All-Star Weekend in the NBA. I think if we were being invited to those events that are around the NBA All-Star Weekend...
Hey, we don't know if Abdallah's gotten invites. Abdallah might have
I've seen where he goes. I've seen where he hangs. I'm usually there as well.
You don't know where I was when it was in Chicago? You don't know where I was?
Well, I will say you were in a... You're in a kitchenette.
I was in a back room with Ryan Russillo.
You were? Yeah, that's a true story. In a back room at the UIC Flames workout facility where they were holding a celebrity dunk contest. Abdallah and I were there conducting an interview with Ryan Russillo in a back closet kitchen because it was the only place we could find quiet. Yeah. They had like DJ and a TV set and all this stuff, Raj. So like we couldn't conduct an interview anywhere out where anyone was at.
It's like a 2-on-2 tournament,
so we
or like
walked,
a 3-on-3 tournament.
We walked down this long hallway and we found an open door, and it was a little kitchen closet setup thing with a coffee maker. And the 3 of us dudes were hanging out talking hoops in that little kitchen. It's a memory I'll always have. Yeah. We're not going to those parties. So to me, it's baseball. The answer is baseball because on the field, it's a better product. It's a better All-Star game. The All-Star events around it, the Home Run Derby tonight, is better than anything the NBA can put together. So I will vote with baseball.
Yeah, it's probably baseball. It's baseball because...
You hesitated, though. You hesitated.
Well, I hesitate because of what Chris said of, like, all the and what, like, the city turns into for the weekend. And it's more, like, about, like, activations and, like, that kind of stuff. And, like, what Jordan Brand brings to the city and, like, all the different pop-ups that they do and, like, all that kind of stuff around the city. And it's different for each city, right? And I think that when it was here... Like, it was great. I've never experienced it in any other city, but again, the average fan doesn't get to do that. The average fan just gets to watch on TV. So I'm looking at it from that perspective. And that perspective is the rest of it is awful besides baseball. So baseball, you get the Home Run Derby and you get the All-Star Game, and both of those are interesting to me. It's the only ones that I actually watch. Like, I'm not watching the NBA All-Star Game. I'll watch the three-point contest. I'll maybe watch the dunk contest. But the ones that I'm actually watching are the Home Run Derby and the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, because those are good. It's a good game, and it's a good Home Run Derby contest. Like, it's a fun contest. So I'll actually watch those. So it's definitely Major League Baseball for sure.
All right, guys, expansion. We know neither of you are fans of it. That's well documented. But I'm going to put your feet to the fire and make you make a choice here. Which tournament would expansion impact more? So it would make a bigger difference impacting which? The NCAA tournament expanding in March Madness or the World Cup expanding? What makes the bigger impact to the tournament, the prestige of it, all involved, if they wind up expanding? Abdalla?
I think it would end up impacting probably the NCAA more, because it's more volatile, I think. We've seen a 16 seed beat a 1 seed before. Like, I don't think, like Brazil lost early, sure, but they were never a favorite to win the whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like, France was never, like, in question this year. Spain was never in question this year. We got the top 4 teams in the FIFA rankings in the Final Four this year. I think if you expand it to 64 teams, you're still going to get, you might not get the top 4 teams, but you're certainly going to get teams from the top 7 or 8 in the FIFA rankings in the Final Four, regardless of how many teams you open it up for. Okay. Whereas if you open up the NCAA, you're still going to get the occasional, like, 16 seed beating a 1 seed. You're still going to get a 15 beating a 2. Like, you're going to get the occasional upset just because someone's going to get hot. You're going to get a streaky team. Whereas in soccer, it's more comparable to the college football playoff, where, like, there's just powerhouses and there's not. And that's just how it is. So I think it's the NCAA tournament for sure.
Okay, so this is my thought on it. I don't think either will impact much, so I need to figure out which one will be impact the more to a more extent to make any difference. And I think the answer is the NCAA, because we will have to hear about it before the tournament starts, about all these teams that didn't used to deserve to get into the tournament. Now they're a part of this first week, because it won't be the first 4. It'll be like, what, first 12 or something?
Yeah.
And, like, because we will hear about that coverage and the teams who have records where they should not be in the NCAA tournament getting into the tournament, we're going to hear more about it. I don't think we'll hear more about the build up to the World Cup. I think what will happen is in 4 years, a month out, people will say there's no vibes, there's no anticipation, no one's talking about the World Cup. And then what we'll say, and we'll remind people here on Westwood One Sports, is, hey, remember, this happens every time. Mm-hmm. And then when the World Cup starts, everyone jumps in to the deep end of the pool and everyone's all about it. Because I distinctly remember on this show having conversations. Raj, you remember, it was like the middle of May, and it was, there's no one's talking about the World Cup. Mm-hmm. And my response at the time was like, yeah, wait until the end of June when it starts.
Yeah.
That's when people will talk about the World Cup. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly how it played out. Mm-hmm. So I don't think those countries that are on the fringe that get in, I don't think we're going to pay any attention to the more teams that are getting into the World Cup. We'll just notice when it starts up that, like, oh yeah, every third place team of every group gets in to the knockout stage. All right, and then we'll watch the matches. So I actually think
that's kind of become sports now, which you just outlined. Like, other than the NFL, it's maybe the NBA a little bit, like when there's chaos right now. But other than that, it's, wake me up when it starts a little bit. All right, speaking of sports and spectacles and all that, MMA has had an interesting couple weeks with some highly hyped fights. And then over the weekend, we have the Conor McGregor one. So I ask you this, more embarrassing, Which one was more embarrassing? The Conor McGregor fight on Saturday or the Ronda Rousey-Gina Carano fight a few weeks ago? Which one takes the cake as the more embarrassing spectacle, Bleck?
Well, Raj, you're going to have to fill me in. What happened with Ronda Rousey?
I'll take it.
Go ahead. I'm not going to lie to the audience. I'm not watching MMA fighting, and I'm not watching these pay-per-views or whatever they have. So what happened? I know that Conor McGregor tapped out 40 seconds, 60 seconds in,
they stopped the fight.
His legs broken or something.
It wasn't a tap out.
He had an injury coming into it, but maybe he was hiding it because he wanted his payday or whatever that crap was.
No, so Ronda Rousey fought Gina Carano. I believe it was the same day as the White House fight, or it was the same weekend as the White House fight that UFC did, and it was basically they had hyped it, but it's a rival to the UFC, and they hyped this fight for months and months and months, and it was the return of Ronda Rousey and the return of Gina Carano, and basically Ronda Rousey made Gina Carano tap in 45 seconds. It was not a fight. It was nothing.
Them the breaks. Yeah. Isn't that MMA fighting?
Yeah, but it was this super hype fight and all this kind of thing. And then the return of Conor McGregor 5 years in the making or whatever, and how he was going to return, and he had announced this return. He was supposed to come back 3 years ago and fight Michael Chandler, and then he wasn't going, and then he didn't, and then he was supposed to fight Sutton, and then he didn't, and then this return of Conor McGregor has been hyped for 3 years
I know
now.
that.
And then he gets in the ring, and on the very first move that he pulls,
tears his knee,
tears his ACL. But
weren't there questions that he was injured coming into the match?
Well, before the match, they showed him in the locker room jumping and attempting kicks, and then he looked fine before the match. He looked fine. He was jumping, he was attempting kicks, he was doing all that, and then he attempted that one kick, and you saw the knee buckle. It looked like someone tearing their ACL. And then he went down, and Max Holloway started pounding on him. He got back up. He tried to plant. He fell again, and that's when the ref stepped in and said, nope, that's it. That's the fight. So I think as someone who has followed the sport the last few years, Conor McGregor is way more embarrassing. Way more embarrassing because at least
I would agree with that.
He was talking so much trash, and he came in and it was weighted
I would agree with you because I knew that took place. I didn't even know the other one took place.
Exactly. And the UFC has invested so much in Conor McGregor and this return. And look, even Dana White knew Conor McGregor to get knocked out in this fight, where the odds were pretty high that he was going to get knocked out pretty early in this fight. He wasn't going to win this fight. But the fact that all this hype, and look, Conor McGregor, good that this happened. I would say. And the fact,
feel good story of the year?
Feel good story of the year.
Is that where you're going with
And
it?
the fact that he walked out of the arena too, there's nothing funnier than seeing Conor McGregor walk out of the arena in his shorts without going to the locker room with the limp because he didn't want to take any questions. He didn't want to face reporters or do any of that. Just walked right out. And Dana White even afterwards was look, I thought he was going to get knocked out at a certain point, but this sucks.
Cool.
What are you going to do? And it's couldn't happen to a better person.
Wow. Feel good story of the year. Raj, back to you.
All right, guys, over to basketball. You guys are lifelong Chicago Bulls fans, so a very serious question to ask you following Caleb Wilson's Summer League debut.
Yes.
Who is the greatest Chicago Bull of all time? Is it Caleb Wilson or Michael Jordan? Go ahead, Abdalla.
Well, when we talk about legacy these next 3 days, Raj, as we do, who's better, LeBron, Jordan, or Caleb Wilson?
I mean, how about this? Tonight,
light it up.
8 Eastern, and on ESPN television, the Chicago Bulls Summer League second matchup. I think they play the Jazz tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Wilson, 35 points in his first Summer League game. Listen, it's all just Summer League. But
rematch of the finals. Reach out
Hold
the
on,
NBA finals
hold on.
from the late 90s.
As Bleck is saying, hold on, it's just Summer League. To pull the curtain back, we are on a group text with our Carolina friend Josh Graham. And you guys were losing your mind the other night, and I was all about it. I love it.
Bulls are back, man. Bulls are back.
Raj, they said he couldn't shoot threes. He went 7 for 11 on threes.
Did you see the quote? He essentially threw Hubert Davis under the bus, saying that the way that they played at Carolina, he wasn't allowed to.
Well, he was working with Lethal Shooter too. Everybody got to work with Lethal Shooter. He can fix anybody's jet.
Well, and what he said to finish the quote is that if I did shoot threes at Carolina, I would not have been drafted by the Bulls.
Damn.
You want to talk about a kid that is just a quote machine. Caleb Wilson is certainly, and if you are not aware, like the kid is absolutely awesome. And quite honestly, all of the top picks have played and performed well at Summer League.
Yeah.
DeBonsa last night had a second really good showing. Darren Peterson looked good last night. And Caleb Wilson, so the Bulls play tonight, Summer League. Raj, I find it inappropriate that you would compare Caleb Wilson to Michael Jordan, but this is coming from Caleb City, USA.
Yeah.
Where we have Williams and Wilson ready to rock and roll. So here we go. Love it.
I love it. I love it. And finally, we love talking box office. We speculated this would happen. By the way, I was there with my 9-year-old, and apparently we were the only ones because Moana crashed and burned at the box office opening weekend. So far for summer blockbuster season, we've had 2 that you could probably say, they were hits. Devil Wears Prada 2, Toy Story 5. The rest, Flop City, Mandalorian and Grogu, Masters of the Universe, Disclosure Day, Supergirl, Minions and Monsters, and now Moana. All right, our next summer blockbuster, and I know this is the one you two are really excited about coming out this weekend, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. So I ask, at the box office, I'm not asking about Rotten Tomatoes, I'm not asking about Academy Awards, I am asking, will it put butts in seats? Will The Odyssey flop or flourish at the box office this weekend? Bleck?
I'm gonna go flourish. I think it's something that he's the only working director where as long as he's putting something out, people will go see. He has become a master of the grand scale production, and I think people are just willing to say, here's my money, I'm gonna go watch this, even if it's a subject matter I may not know anything about or I'm not interested in. And so you mix that in with a story that's been around longer than any other story, I think it's definitely going to flourish. And all of the early comments, reviews are that this is an absolute masterpiece. And the moment that gets out there and people are aware that this could be a one-time theatrical event, I think people will go and see it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to beat Toy Story 5 or anything like that, but I think it's going to be a hit. Like, I think it's going to do really well at the box office. Like, it's not going to set records or anything like that because it is still a 3-hour, it's the Odyssey. It's still a 3-hour Greek myth. You know what I mean? So you're not going to get.
It's a guy that leaves, comes back, hey, runs into some trouble here and there. You know, it's a typical story.
Yeah, it's not an Avenger movie. It's not a Toy Story 5, but it's still going to be. It's still the best. One of the best going directors out there, putting out a movie that he doesn't, that he puts out every few years. So people will go see it, but it's not going to set records, but it will do well.
Raj,
if you want a comparison, you did. We all knew Moana was going to flop. By the way, it was beat for beat. I mean, I think every shot was like straight from the cartoon. I was like, they didn't change.
What do you? I mean, you could have just stayed home and watched the cartoon.
My daughter wanted to go. 174 million worldwide is what Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan's last big movie, did on opening weekend. 174. If this were to get to 174, if it were to match that, it would top Toy Story 5.
Ooh, okay, all right. Wow. So here's what I'm thinking. I think it may, because of who's in the cast.
Yeah.
Matt Damon is a much larger known star than Cillian Murphy. I'm not trying to take anything away from Cillian's acting abilities.
You're right.
But Matt Damon is someone who people know who he is. Yeah. And he is the lead. He is the story. And then you mix in Zendaya. You mix in Tom Holland.
I lied, by
Robert
the way.
Pattinson.
That beat Toy Story's domestic. Worldwide, it did like 312 million.
Yeah.
It's not
for sure.
It's not.
So I think it has a chance. I think it certainly has a chance.
Those IMAX tickets are more expensive.
Of course.
They add up. All right, that does it for one-on-one today, fellas. Thank you.
Thank you, Raj. We appreciate it. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. Get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com. I saw someone post online, like they were trying to buy IMAX tickets to the Odyssey for next week, like a week after the film has been out, after the opening weekend. And like the only seats available were front row at the IMAX on the corners.
Yeah.
So not only are you sitting in your chair looking straight up at a 35-foot Matt Damon. Easy.
No, thank you.
Easy. Not only are you doing that, but you're coming at it from an angle.
Easy. Nobody wants to look at a 35-foot Cyclops like that.
No, you don't want to be doing that. You know how bad your neck will hurt after that?
No.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. We continue to count down to the start of NFL training camp. 32 questions in 32 days. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are up next. Will Baker Mayfield's contract be a distraction heading into the season? We'll talk about that next.
The NFL's offseason isn't over yet. Von Miller, Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, still available, still dangerous. Will they land with a contender before training camp? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, hanging out with you until 3 Eastern right here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. We continue to count down the days until the start of NFL training camps. July 22nd, we will get the Cardinals and the Panthers reporting. They are the first two teams to report this season. Everyone else will be in camp by July 28th, including the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now it's time for 32 questions in 32 days, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
32 questions in 32 days. Bleck and Abdalla discuss every NFL team's biggest question heading into training camp. Today's team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Fake to Bucky Irving. He throws. It's caught. Touchdown. 30 yards from Baker Mayfield to Emeka Egbuka.
Today's question, will Baker Mayfield's contract be a distraction?
And we'll get 3 questions today. If you missed the first one, check it out on the podcast, The Bleck and Abdalla Show, on Apple and on Spotify. We will have one in our final hour as well, coming up from 2 to 3 Eastern. Will Baker Mayfield's contract be a distraction for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? You know, I don't think so. I think Baker is a solid pro. He wants his money. He wants a new deal. But the dude always shows up and plays when it counts. Did you see him golfing yesterday at Lake Tahoe?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see when after they talked to him on the 17th tee box, they cut to commercial break and there's Baker in the hut, in the drink hut.
Yeah.
Someone bought him some shots and he was drinking, getting his drink on. I was like, that's my guy, Baker Mayfield. Hell yeah, let's go.
Baker's a dude, right? Baker's a dude. And I think
what did he use? He used a pitching wedge from 177. Is that what it was on 17?
Yeah, athletes, man. That's not
the amount of.
I'm pulling out a 6-iron.
No, I know that's impressive.
6 or 7 iron, depending on the wind.
Will it be a distraction?
I don't think so, because I think that Baker, like you said, he's a pro, and also I think that NFL teams in general, when you say this needs to get done by the time the season starts, or else we're not negotiating, that's usually when. That's it. You know, that I think that every team that and player and agent, when they set that deadline, that usually sticks. Maybe you can renegotiate at some point during like a bye week or something like that. And again, it's an agent thing, right? Like Baker's got an agent, and you deal with that. And so I think it's in the best interest of the team, and we've said it multiple times, get something done with Baker Mayfield. Don't let him go into this season as a potential free agent for the offseason. Get a deal done. Look, if he's asking to reset the market and become a $65 million guy, I completely understand where you're coming from. But if he's asking for $50 million and put him in that range of like the 4th or 5th best, highest guy, okay, then we've got a starting point of negotiations here.
Start with the Jared Goff contract and, 53, 55. Yeah. That makes sense for Baker Mayfield. It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. Now it's time for a quick look around baseball presented by NHTSA. When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you, paid for by NHTSA.
We talked about the White Sox selecting UCLA shortstop Rock Chalowski.
Yeah, Rock Chalowski. That's right.
With the first pick
Manfred.
of the 2026
Come on, let's see if he gets it.
draft,
See if he nails it. First number 1 pick.
Chicago White Sox select
Rock
Chalowski.
Chalowski.
No.
Come on, Manfred.
No.
What are you doing?
It was Rock Chalowski, known for elite speed at the position. Should be great, and he actually should be MLB ready by some say at the midpoint next season, and that is a fast rise, Chris, to the major league. So hopefully White Sox fans are seeing him next season in the majors.
Chalowski. A quick look around baseball presented by NHTSA. When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit. Keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA. That's right. It's Chalowski. Manfred Chalowski.
Select Rock Chalowski.
No, not Chalowski. No, come on, Manfred. What are you doing? It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. Did I see someone rank Caleb Williams as a top 10 quarterback? Ooh. Is that true? We'll talk about it next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck, along with Adam Abdalla, on the air until 3 Eastern, and then we'll hand it off to Jim Rome. We're live from Chicago. If you want to join the conversation, you can always call or text the show at 310-840-4910. We've made it to the MLB All-Star break. The Home Run Derby is tonight, 8 Eastern on Netflix. Tomorrow we'll have the All-Star game on Fox, 8 Eastern. Can't wait to watch both of those. And Abdalla, as we continue to go along here on the show, we also are talking football because this is the time of year that people start putting out the lists and we start discussing which quarterbacks can and cannot play. And that brings us to our topic today for the summer of football here on the Bleck and Abdalla Show. Each day we count down the days of the summer with a different football topic. It's a segment we call the Summer of Football.
I proclaim this the summer of
Football!
What the hell's going on out here? We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party. Only Brett Favre could do that. I don't care what you say.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
We need a National Guard. We need as many men as you can spare because we are killing the Patriots.
The Summer of Football with Bleck and Abdalla.
I throw, you catch. It's not that hard, okay?
Westwood One, your home for the NFL. You can listen to the season opener with the Seahawks and the Patriots on Westwood One Sports. We are 58 days away.
Oh, man.
From the start of the NFL season. That's right, we're in the 50s now. 58 days until the start of the NFL season.
Matriculating our way through the summer.
Aren't we really? Okay, so here we go. ESPN.com today, they released executives, coaches, scouts rank the top NFL quarterbacks for the 2026 season. So this is how they come up with this. They ask coaches, executives, scouts to rank their top 10 players at 11 different positions. This is the 7th time Jeremy Fowler and ESPN has put this piece together. The voters give their top 10 players at the position. Then they compile all the results and they rank the candidates based on the number of top 10 votes. Okay, so this isn't necessarily one person's opinion. It's 70 different voters who are submitting a ballot by position, ranking their players around the NFL. Here we go. Today, it's the quarterbacks. And there's one name that makes the top 10 that I think is very fascinating and interesting, and we'll talk about it. At number 1, it's Josh Allen. Buffalo Bills quarterback goes number 1. Last year, he was ranked at number 2, but this year, it's number 1. So Josh Allen, number 1. Patrick Mahomes is this year's number 2. Last year, he was ranked at number 1. Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know, the way that they played last year, the way that Patrick Mahomes is coming off of an injury. There was multiple times last year where you could say that this is now Josh Allen's league, the way that Patrick Mahomes has not been himself, not looked like himself the last couple of seasons. He can always get back to form. No one's saying that Patrick Mahomes is done or is in the backside of his career or any of that. No one is saying that. But coming off of an ACL injury, having the season he had last year, with the weapons he has this year, or lack thereof, I wouldn't be surprised if Patrick Mahomes and the offense that they have does struggle a little bit this year. he's still 1B to Josh Allen's 1A. Like, there's no argument about it. He's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and I wouldn't have been upset if they still put Patrick Mahomes 1 and Josh Allen 2. There wouldn't be that much of an argument for me.
No.
But I'm not arguing with this ranking either. I think Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL, and I think that Patrick Mahomes is worthy number 2.
All right, and then when we talk about top fives, there are 3 names that always come up for the next 3 individuals, and it makes sense, right? Matthew Stafford's 3. Last year, he was ranked at 6. He's number 3 this year. Then you go to Joe Burrow. He's number 4. And Lamar Jackson at number 5. So, right, the top of the board looks right. Now, you can debate where Burrow should fall, where Stafford should go. But those are usually the top 5 guys in the NFL. Number 6, Dak Prescott. Number 7, Justin Herbert. Number 8, Drake May. That's interesting. Was not ranked last year. He comes in at number 8 this year. Number 9, Jared Goff. And number 10, Caleb Williams.
Wow.
So you get Drake May at 8 and Caleb Williams at 10 on this list, which is 70 different scouts, executives, coaches in the NFL listing off their top 10 players at quarterback. Caleb Williams at 10, Drake May at 8. How about that?
Well, I think what's also interesting, too, is to look at this list and the highest ranking that either of these guys got, too. Drake May's highest ranking was number 5. Caleb Williams' highest ranking was number 6. And so some of these guys got pretty high rankings. And obviously, Drake May coming off an MVP caliber year. He came in second by the slimmest of margins to Matthew Stafford. And so someone also didn't rank him. So there's variance here, right? Some people would say soft schedule. He turned the ball over, he took a ton of sacks. He was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. Is that because of the offensive line? Is that because of what he was doing? So I think that he does have room to grow too because of those sacks. If you can cut those sacks down, I think you can learn from that. Look at what Caleb Williams did. He cut when Ben Johnson joined the offense and joined the team and became the head coach. He cut those sacks in half. So I think that it can be done for Drake May. As far as Caleb Williams goes, and going from unranked last year to number 10 this year, being his highest ranking number 6, his lowest ranking being unranked. The quote right here, he's the most dynamic of the group. He's got the arm talent and overall athleticism suited for today's game. I think we all see the talent from Caleb Williams. We see the athleticism. We see his ability to create something out of nothing. I think what we don't see from Caleb Williams what we'd like to see more, and you and I, broadcasting out of Chicago, see it more than anybody, I think, are the layups, are the easy throws, are the gimme stuff that quarterbacks should be able to do easier than anybody, right? Like the elite quarterbacks, like the Matthew Staffords, the Josh Allens, like when you see like a player 6 yards away for a first down, that should be elementary stuff, guaranteed first down, guaranteed catch stuff. And that's the stuff that isn't always there, right? And so, yeah, he can make an insanely acrobatic throw when he's been running around the pocket for 7 seconds and running around and makes this huge throw while he's falling down. That's awesome. But it's the easy stuff. It's bringing up the completion percentage. It's throwing for the 4,000 yards. It's that we haven't seen yet. But putting him at number 10 is great for me. It means look, it's executives, it's personnel around the league, it's his peers, it's other people in the league. It's not just an arbitrary list of analysts here from ESPN.
Honorable mentions on the column: Sam Darnold, Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, and Jalen Hurts. A couple others that also got votes were Bo Nix, Daniel Jones, and CJ Stroud. Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's I think it's a little early for both May and for Caleb. I think the hope is by the end of this upcoming season, they both can stake a claim that they are top 10 quarterbacks. I understand what you're saying. Like with Drake May, that team was so good last year, and also the competition was poor for most of the season. And when he went up against tougher competition, Drake May didn't play as well as he did earlier in the year. Okay, that makes sense. I would like to see a little bit more, but I think he's on his way, and I think Drake May is very talented. With Caleb Williams, yeah, if he could figure out the first half of games, play the way he does in the fourth quarter and the first quarter, then that not only changes the narrative about Caleb Williams, but it also changes the narrative of what the Chicago Bears can accomplish in this upcoming season. Because if Caleb Williams is able to play the way he plays at the fourth quarter, in the way in the first quarter where it's a slow start, he's not hitting those reads on time, there's a lot of 3-and-outs, just not taking advantage. Like that team playing from a lead could be way more dangerous than the way that they played all of last season, where many situations they were down by a lot. And throughout most of the game they were chasing. So can he be a quarterback where he maybe doesn't have to do the spectacular as much, but he's more controlled throughout the game from the start? And I think that is a lot of developing and heading into just that next level of quarterbacking. And I think if he's able to do that, the Bears will be successful and Caleb Williams will be successful. And he certainly has the talent. There is no quarterback, I think, on the list except the top two guys who have more talent than Caleb Williams. I would argue with everyone else, Caleb Williams' arm talent, his ability to move, the whole package is as talented as everyone else in the National Football League outside of Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. And there are certainly plays where Williams looks as talented as those two. So he can get it done. May can get it done. I just think that the ranking them both in the top 10, it's a little early. The goal would be at the end of this upcoming season that both are solidified in the top 10. You got to see it, though. You got to up the completion percentage. You got to take less sacks. Both of them, they have something to work on. If they both work on those two things, they're both going to be really good for a long time.
Yeah, I think you're right. Right here it says a defensive coach said that Caleb Williams is wildly erratic, doesn't always take the layups, but he makes plays that only he and Mahomes can make. He can throw from any angle, deceptively fast when forced to scramble, and he's got the it factor in crunch time. And that's what made the Bears into a playoff team last year. That's what won them the division, is the fact that they had more come from behind wins in the last 2 minutes of games than any team in NFL history. But the reason for that also was because of poor play early in games. The defense was giving up points, and they didn't have the ability to score because he wasn't taking those layups, and he was erratic with the throws. The completion percentage is bad. The total yards are bad. But late in games, if you're within a score and Caleb Williams and the Bears have the ball, more likely than not last year, they were able to come back and find a way. Now, the problem is you don't want to be in that situation because usually the pendulum swings the other way.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be in that situation this year. And I think that with another year in Ben Johnson's system, with another year with Luther Burden and Colston Loveland as your go-to guys, and, you've got Roma Dunze there to be another deep threat for you, I think that this team can take the next step. And the same for, a guy like Drake May. You add A.J. Brown, you add another year within the system, you improve your offensive line play, which can help to the sacks. You work on him avoiding the sacks the way Caleb Williams worked on it. The Patriots can also... Now, look, what's the goal for them? There's only winning one more game, which would be winning the Super Bowl. But for them, you have to work on what Drake May did. He did all of that and became an MVP candidate without really having a number one go-to wide receiver. Now you've got A.J. Brown. You've got to improve on the sacks, which took you out of drives. You've got to improve on his, your ability to stay upright. And if you can do that, you can try to have a repeat of this season and getting to another Super Bowl.
So there it is, the summer of football for today. We are 58 days away to the start of the NFL season. The top 10 list from ESPN quarterbacks, from scouts, coaches, and executives around the NFL, 70 people in total ranking their top 10 quarterbacks. And they slot in there Drake May at 8, Caleb Williams at 10. Now, I do think that, Justin Herbert just kind of sneaking in, and no one really says anything about Mr. I haven't won a playoff game. Last year, he was ranked at 7. This year, ranked at 7. So there you go. Herbert's right there. I like Dak at 6. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
The top 5 we went over, and the top 5 makes sense. It's Lamar, it's Joe Burrow, it's Matthew Stafford, Mahomes, and Josh Allen. And Jared Goff, congrats to Goff, gets into the top 10. I think the thought with Goff is that people within football respect Goff more than all of us casual sports watching fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think those who are playing fantasy football or watching Red Zone on a NFL Sunday, they're buying Sunday ticket. I don't think they see Jared Goff as this great top 10 quarterback, but I think people within football really respect the hell out of the way he preps, the way he plays, and just his moxie as a quarterback for the Detroit Lions.
He's a comedian's comedian.
Yes.
Like he doesn't get the respect of the of other comedians, like guys that sell out arenas and stuff like that. But
what's the other way of saying it? Is he's your favorite comedian's comedian?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like he's not going to sell out an arena.
He's your favorite quarterback's favorite quarterback.
Exactly.
That's who he is. He's Jared Goff.
Yeah.
So that's the list, and I think it is. I think it's a little early for Caleb. I hope that he's playing at a top 10 level. Absolutely. I mean, you and I are broadcasting from Caleb City, USA. I mean, come on. We got Caleb Williams and Caleb Wilson, both taking over both leagues. Same time. I mean, what a way to start our show here on Westwood One Sports. So hopefully for the next 30 years of domination.
30 years of Caleb.
Caleb Wilson just playing, how many championships? Oh, he's going to not 1, not 2, not 3. He's going to try and match Michaels. And then, of course, on the football side, we got to finally get a championship for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah. Let's get a 4,000-yard season first.
No, I know. And that's what's funny is you look at the rankings and, people did have Caleb and Drake May and Jared Goff unranked.
Yeah, exactly.
So some did. You can go all the way on the list up to, wow, that's surprising, up to number 4. There's someone in the league who thinks that Lamar Jackson is not a top 10 quarterback. Working in the NFL.
Get out.
Somebody, because
fired.
The lowest ranking is unranked for Lamar Jackson.
Fired.
The lowest ranking for Dak Prescott, unranked.
Polian's not in the league anymore, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. Justin Herbert, unranked, lowest ranking.
That's not surprising.
Jared Goff, unranked, lowest ranking.
Not surprising. There's some people.
Lamar Jackson, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously? You don't think he's a top 10 quarterback? Whoever you are, unnamed league source, hack. Total hack.
Hack comedians.
Total hack. I mean, who would really think that Lamar Jackson's not a top 10 quarterback? What are we doing?
There's some people that like jokes about Chipotle. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Okay, you have to explain that joke.
What are you doing? What's going on?
You have to explain that. We're on a national platform now. You have to explain that joke.
Why do I have to explain that joke?
Because you don't like Sebastian Maniscalco.
And
you don't think his jokes about Chipotle is funny.
I just don't think he's funny. I don't. I'm sorry.
Maybe that's the topic is you should text the show 310-840-4910. Who's a comedian that is very famous and popular who you think sucks?
Who you think is overrated?
Yeah, who you don't think is any good.
Yeah.
Because you don't think Sebastian Maniscalco is any good.
I don't. No. There's a difference between good and not funny. There's a difference. Listen, you're selling out arenas. You've got sitcoms.
He's successful.
He's successful. You've got to be talented in some form.
Chicago guy, and you don't like him.
No, I just don't think. It's just the comedy's not for me. There's a difference. Comedy is very subjective. What you think is funny and what I think is funny are two very different things.
Yeah?
What are you doing? What's going on?
Do you want to share with the audience and Raj what
Nope.
What happened?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Chris, why don't you tell me about DraftKings?
That maybe you've had a run-in with Sebastian?
Why don't you tell me about DraftKings and what they're doing?
Maybe he wasn't very nice to you?
International soccer.
Maybe he wasn't very nice to Abdalla.
Tell me about international soccer. Raj, you know the story. Stop acting.
No, Raj doesn't know.
Tell me about what
He's
DraftKings is doing.
He's helping me try and pull the story out
Tell
of
me
you.
about what you know about DraftKings and international soccer.
Well, yes, yeah. I'm just. I feel like there's a bias. I feel like you didn't enjoy your.
You don't think he's funny.
Well, I also have a taste for comedy.
No.
It's Blake. See how we do that, Raj? All right. So, yes, it's Bleck Abdalla. And yes, I will tell you about DraftKings in just a second. I do want to get to this, though. I kind of feel as if I was right once again. You know that sham of a wedding that took place a week ago in New York City? There are reports now that people who attended said wedding between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, they thought that the event was a setup to try and land Travis Kelce an acting gig. That's out there. We got to talk about that. Abdalla, your thoughts on True Love? Your lovebirds there? You think it's a real legitimate event when they're just trying to get Travis to get his
pay off the tease now, or do you want to wait?
Next gig? All right, we'll talk about that next. International soccer's down to its final matches. DraftKings has you covered for every single one.
The DraftKings app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. New DraftKings customers sign up with code BNA26 and spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
That's code BNA26 for Bleck and Abdalla 26 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org on behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas. Bet tax pass through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Canada. Event contract trading with DraftKings. Predictions involve risks of loss. Availability varies. Bet to get bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Trade to get $50 in prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Issued every 7 days via click to claim for 21 days. One non-withdrawable reward redeemable. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends July 19th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
The Home Run Derby is tonight on Netflix. Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber will have home park advantage. Will one of them take the crown in the city of brotherly love? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right. It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You know, Bleck and Abdalla, we are all about a couple things. Hard-hitting news. Yeah. Hard-hitting news. And then also, Abdalla's a supporter of true love.
Yeah.
He is someone that loves love.
I love love.
He appreciates love. And, you know, there was a story that struck a chord with my friend over here, Mr. Abdalla, that it was really the summer story for him is this love story of two lovebirds between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Well, it is a love story.
Thank you. Thank you. And I know. It's her song. I get it. You have thought the entire time that this has gotten attention. This event has received attention. That it is on the up and up. That Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, they are in love. You love the love between them.
Okay, keep going.
Am I wrong? You've supported this.
Well, no, there's a difference, but keep going. Keep going.
What do you mean keep going?
No, keep going. Keep going.
I'm conceding the floor.
Keep going.
The floor is conceded.
No, keep going. Do your little intro. Do your little
intro.
Do your little intro to your little story.
Okay, so because I mentioned that on the Bleck and Abdalla show, we are about hard-hitting news.
Yeah.
I have a story here from the Daily Mail. Yes. And the story is from eyewitness accounts of those who attended the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce wedding at Madison Square Garden. All right. And in the story, there's a lot of different quotes. Like one of the quotes is that, quote, everyone was weirded out. Taylor's fairy tale wedding. There were minions guarding the bride throughout the festivities. Let's see.
The little yellow guys?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it was all movie promotion.
Okay.
That would make sense. So here's some unflattering gossip from people that were at the wedding, attending the wedding of true love between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
That Abdalla supports. Here is the quote in regards to Adam Sandler. You know, Sandler officiated the wedding.
He did.
And you and I, when we saw that was the case, we were like, how does he have a connection to them? I don't understand. I've seen her in the public eye for a long time. I've never seen her palling around with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Now, I know that Travis Kelce was in Happy Gilmore too.
He was.
Because everyone was.
Mm-hmm.
Every person in the world, in the sports world, was in Happy Gilmore too. It was an okay movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was all right. Could have been better. Could have been worse. But it was all right. I watched it. It was okay.
It's fine.
So Sandler was the officiant of the ceremony. Here's the quote. "We actually don't know them. We were surprised when we got the text," one source said. "It was an odd and seemed like a corporate charity event. Some of the big name invitees were potentially there just for Kelce's benefit." Here's another quote. "Taylor and Travis worked the room like crazy, with Taylor introducing Travis to every heavy hitter there, especially Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks, Brad Pitt, Adam Sandler, and Tom Cruise. All people who can help him get cast in movies because he wants to become a big actor after he retires from football," a source and a guest claim. Quote, "It felt like a networking event to help Travis get a leg up in Hollywood," end quote. The entire event was a sham. It was for her to put a recording out. So at some point they're going to have a special, I'm guessing, on Disney Plus, the Taylor and Travis wedding special that you can watch, and that they invited 1,000 people who are just random people that work in Hollywood, so they can introduce Travis to all these random people in Hollywood who they have no connection to, just trying to get him a gig because dude thinks he's Arnold Schwarzenegger or The Rock.
Okay. You mean Dean Blandino isn't...
Yeah, and Dean Blandino was there.
Isn't best friends with... What, is he trying to get favorable calls?
Maybe.
During the season when call doesn't go his ways?
You're right. Why was Dean Blandino there?
Because all the Fox people were there. Because we assume he's going to Fox.
Because he wants to work for Fox when he's done playing.
Okay. I also don't understand why it can't be both. Why can't it be both? See, you hate love so much that you can't see the forest through the trees. Why can't it be both? Why can't they be in love and want and be married, but also want to gain something from it for it? Why can't they say, "Hey, I want something out of this, so I'm going to invite people to this so I can get a leg up from this thing"? Why can't they do that? I don't understand.
Dude, it was a promotional event. That's what it was.
So what? Who cares?
To network for Travis Kelce.
Who cares?
Well, I mean,
what does that have anything to do with them not liking each other or not actually being in love? I don't understand why the two can't be why the two have to be mutually exclusive.
Okay, they could. Sure, you're right. They certainly could.
Why does she have to be the one to prop up his career?
Ask him. I don't know.
Of all the people she could have chosen, why him? Like you got.
I agree. Why him?
Okay. So
do you need more Travis Kelce for the next 30 years in your life?
No, I don't need any Travis Kelce. That's the point. But you keep bringing it up to me because I've moved on. You're the one that keeps bringing this up. You're the one that keeps texting me and Raj about this.
Yeah,
We've moved on.
I thought you guys would find it interesting that people that were at the event
we don't care.
Thought it was a weird, strange, odd event.
We don't care. I can't wait until their baby is presented by Gerber or something. I don't care. That's the name of the baby. I don't care. I don't care what it is. I've moved on. It doesn't matter to me. Because I can think two people can be in love
yes, of course.
and also do something for financial gain. It happens all the time. Isn't that why you register when you get a wedding? If you didn't want to do something for financial gain, nobody would have a registry for their wedding. Nobody would. Nobody would. Nobody would. But no. Everybody has to have a registry. Everybody's got to get stuff for their wedding. Because otherwise, why do you have a
We
wedding?
need toasters.
Why do I
People
need to
need
invite
toasters.
Why do I need to invite my mom's friend that I haven't seen in 20 years?
Yeah.
Huh?
Why is that, Raj?
So you
Why
can
do I
get a
gotta
serving
invite-
tray, a
Why do
gravy
I-
boat,
why-
maybe.
Exactly.
Why
Why
does
do I
Abdalla need
fryer.
to invite people? He doesn't want people at
Why
his
do I
wedding.
got to invite my third cousin that I haven't seen in 15 years? Huh?
You could just not invite them.
No, that's not according to my parents.
Well,
You might
People
you
are
could have
gonna
gotten a
get
toaster
offended.
oven out of it.
Toaster oven.
It's financial gain.
so there you go.
Bread maker.
Travis Kelce thinks he's going to be the next movie star.
Okay, sure he will be.
How did that work out for Gronkowski?
Well, it didn't work out for Gronkowski, but it worked for it's working decent for Cena.
I thought McAfee was supposed to be the next action star. We were just reading about that like a month ago.
Well, he's got what 60 million.
What are we
Is
doing?
that what he got?
What's going on there? I mean,
What's
come
going
on. I mean, what is that?
What are we doing?
What's going on?
I do think
The Rock keeps getting gigs even though his movies are failing. Black
Yeah, that's
Adam was
true.
horrible.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Moana
true.
flopping.
That's true.
He's gonna keep getting roles.
I'm trying to think of like anyone that could cross over from like the NFL to become a major movie star. I mean, I guess Travis Kelce has the best chance of anyone, but clearly, you know, the push from Taylor to get him to that point, to be in the conversation with heavy hitters in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if we're like, because, you know, because who does he want to be? The Rock? He's not going to be The Rock.
No, I think he probably wants to be like a Cena in like comedies and stuff.
yeah,
wants
I
to
think
be
he
like
wants
the
to be in
comedy
buddy
guy.
comedies. He wants to be in
wants-
movies with Kevin Hart, I bet. I
Yeah,
bet
he
that-
wants to be
if
the
you ask
buddy
him, that's what
comedy
he wants to
guy.
do. Yep.
Who's going to see that?
He doesn't want to be Muscle Man.
Well, I mean, but that's someone should try and be the next Arnold.
He doesn't want to be that.
That's the title. That's what someone should try to become.
He doesn't want to be Muscle Man. He wants to be Funny Man.
You got to be funny first.
He wants to be Are We There Yet?
You got to be funny first.
Well, listen, yeah, writers for that.
I don't know, man. Maybe you guys are onto something. You guys mentioned John Cena. You mentioned The Rock. You mentioned McAfee. Maybe that's the route. Maybe he should get in the ring. Maybe he should be a wrestler.
Ugh.
Yeah, come on. Come on, think about it. His whole thing could be like something off of like Taylor's career.
No one wants to watch that.
He could, but
Wrestling fans are a fickle bunch. I don't think they'd allow him.
Raj, your people.
Raj,
Valid
I don't
nailed
think
it.
your people-
We don't want celebrities. Get that
Yeah.
trash out. Nah, work rate, man. Promo ability. That's what we're looking
All right. Well,
for.
then what are we going to guys? What are we doing here? What are we going to do with Travis Kelce? He needs somewhere to go when he's
You're
done playing.
the only one that cares about this. None of us care what he does.
Oh,
You're the
because
only one that
you know why?
cares.
You are the
It's
only
for
one.
us to figure it out, because if we don't, he's going to keep recording podcasts.
Who again? You're the only one of us that
And they're
subscribes
going to keep
to
telling.
this.
No, I don't. I do not. I do not subscribe
You're
to their
the only
podcasts.
one of us that
I do
subscribes.
not.
You're the only one that has the merch. You're the only one that cares about this. Raj and I
merch.
stop sending us stuff about this wedding. We don't care.
I actively dislike him. I'm a Denver fan. I'm not even in like that. He's
on Raj's
in the
rival
middle.
team.
He's on the
I'm gonna
rival
get-
team. Are you
gonna get Raj
guys
some-
like dying to know what's going to happen with insert Packers player when he's done?
No.
I'm going to get Raj some New Heights merch. Let's see what their merch is. What
I
do you
need
want,
no
Raj?
New
I don't
Heights
need
merch.
branded New
No
Heights
merch.
stuff.
You want
No
some
merch.
T-shirts?
I don't need one of their collabs.
Here you go. There's a Buddha on a T-shirt. There you go. That's cool.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna get you one of these T-shirts.
I don't
All right.
need any of this stuff.
All right, it's Bleck Abdalla. You guys are hilarious.
Stop sending us
when
stuff.
I sent it to you yesterday, I knew it would irritate the living hell out of you. I just love the fact that we
love
talked
how
about
Bleck-
this before.
Bleck calls it a sham wedding, though. Like he implies,
It
like
is.
it's like from the proposal. Like they weren't
Yes.
even like a couple or anything.
It's a
Whereas
setup.
Abdalla
He's
and I
rooting-
think we're on the same page of like, they took advantage of an opportunity. But I do think they actually got married.
Just wait till they have a kid and I start saying that Chris is rooting for a broken home.
When did Bleck steal Abdalla's tinfoil hat? That's what I want to know.
No, I mean, it's Hollywood. None of that counts, right? Like, they've got so much money. It doesn't matter. The home won't be broken. The kid will get its own super mansion.
When he's in it alone, it's broken.
Well, that's fine.
When the kid's in there, the mansion alone, being raised by a nanny, it's alone.
That's what I'm talking about. When the crew of 15 different people that are raising the kid are there with them, they'll be fine.
No, Taylor's going to raise it in some forest somewhere. Some cabin in the middle of nowhere with like 10 cats.
Yes, she is a cat lady. So there you go. There it is. All right. So people are saying those who attended the wedding, they felt like it was a networking event.
Have you guys seen that
it was.
people are buying trash from outside of the garden?
Yes. That's a new level of special.
That's entrepreneurship right there. Good for the guy that's capitalizing on that.
Why?
I love that.
That's not right. We just ripped apart that lady at the Knicks parade who dumped out the trash and took the trash can. Don't
Well, she
celebrate
dumped
those
out
who
the
are trying
trash,
to.
but she didn't steal the trash. She stole the trash can. That was city property.
Yeah.
These people
Good for the
are
guy.
buying the
Good-
actual
listen,
trash.
If someone is making that and people are dumb enough to buy it, good for the person that's willing to that's making money off
All
of
right,
it.
what's the one item from the evening that you would want to then put up for sale?
Well, the obvious is the most expensive item is probably any item that would have fallen off from like the bouquet or anything from the centerpieces. Like anything of flowers or anything like that from the
You stole mine,
centerpieces.
Abdalla. I was going to say if you could get the bouquet. I think that even the, what's the artsy thing they do with flowers? Put them in a display box and all that.
Yeah, they dry them.
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There'd be
could do
big
that.
potential in that.
Did she have any flowers in her hair or anything? Is that
We
something
don't have
someone
any
could have
pictures. I don't know. We don't have any. We don't know.
stolen?
We don't know.
All right.
Find out on Disney Plus in a few months.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. I thought you guys would like the story that it was a sham wedding.
We don't root for heartbreak.
Yes. You
Unlike
you
you.
just break the hearts.
Chris Bleck does.
Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, absolutely. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, protecting your business vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at progressivecommercial.com. We continue on with 32 questions in 32 days. Next up, the Indianapolis Colts. Coming off of an injury, can Daniel Jones prove he's not a one-hit wonder like he was last year with the Colts? We'll talk about that coming up next.
We know you're jonesing for some football just like we are. NFL training camps begin opening in 9 days. And yes, we're counting. You're home for the NFL. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Make sure you check out the podcast of Bleck and Abdalla on Apple and on Spotify. And also always like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bleck and Abdalla Show. You can watch the live stream of the show up there on YouTube each and every day as we broadcast live from downtown Chicago. Thank you to Raj and Roy for producing today's show. Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show is coming up in 13 minutes right here on Westwood One Sports. We're not too far away from teams reporting to training camp around the National Football League. Everyone will be in camp by the end of the month. July 28th will be the date that everyone is in camp by. Each day here throughout the last 32, we have 32 questions in 32 days. Now we take a look at the Indianapolis Colts.
32 questions in 32 days. Bleck and Abdalla discuss every NFL team's biggest question heading into training camp. Today's team, the Indianapolis Colts.
Here's Taylor. Nice move by Jonathan Taylor. Oh, yeah! Touchdown! And some sweet moves by JT. 29 yards.
Today's question, coming off injury, can Daniel Jones prove he's not a one-hit wonder?
Daniel Jones had a great season last season, right? 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, a completion percentage of 68, quarterback rating of 100.2. Daniel Jones is really good. really good last season. Then he got hurt.
Yep.
Can Daniel Jones repeat that effort he gave last year with the Colts coming up this season with Indy?
Well, the Colts hope so. He's going to have to do it. Look, he's got Alec Pierce. He's got Josh Downs. Tyler Warren is a great breakout tight end from last season. But as soon as, like you said, he got hurt, this offense fell apart. And they took a big gamble on Daniel Jones because they traded away 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner. That's buying in on Daniel Jones because you can't draft a quarterback for the next couple of years. So you had to re-sign Daniel Jones. And I think that this offense can replicate that to an extent. They faced a really easy schedule up until that point.
Yeah.
And then they faced Kansas City, I believe. They lost to Kansas City. And that's even before he got hurt. They were starting to not fall apart, but other teams were starting to catch up with them. That easier schedule was starting to catch up with them a little bit. So I'm not necessarily saying that they're going to repeat it. It's going to be tough to repeat that. They got off to such a hot start that I think that other teams now not necessarily have, quote, tape on them, but I do think that now you've got a situation where if they don't get off to a hot start, you've got teams now that are they going to have an easy of a schedule to start the season off the way that they did? I mean, they start the season with the Ravens, then Kansas City, then Houston. So the answer is no, they don't start off the season very easy. They've got Baltimore right off the bat and then Houston in week 3. So we're going to find out if that offense can be as good as they were at the start of the season.
Yeah, I don't think they can, and I don't think Daniel Jones is that quarterback. So to answer the question, I would say I don't think he's going to prove that he's not a one-hit wonder. I think Daniel Jones, to this point in his career, he is exactly what we all kind of think of him. Like, I don't know. I mean, at the very best, maybe he can give you a season that like Sam Darnold's given you in the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. But at age 29, this is what you kind of have, a middle-tier quarterback that when he plays his best, he gives your team a chance to win. At his worst, he's a detriment to the offense, and he can make mistakes that sacrifice the success for the team. So I'm going to say I don't think Daniel Jones will be able to prove that he's not just a one-hit wonder this upcoming season. We'll continue tomorrow with the 32 questions in 32 days as we get closer to training camp. It's just right around the corner. Today is an off day for the World Cup. Tomorrow we will have one of the matchups in the Final Four. It will be France and Spain, and then Argentina and England on Wednesday. Along with the World Cup, we have featured here on the show the World Cup of Soup. Yep, no soup for you.
Bleck and Abdalla's World Cup of Soup.
Soup is good food.
Abdalla taste tested a soup from each country, one from each group in the group stage, and now they're in a bracket. Where are we at in the knockout stage of the World Cup of Soup?
We're in the second round, Chris. We had 2 second-round matchups, just like we had 2 games over the weekend in the World Cup. We had South Korea and Japan, and we had Colombia and Spain. South Korea with the Yucatan soup. If you go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/@Bleck and Abdalla Show, I'll also tweet out the graphic at Adam A. Abdalla. So South Korea, the Yucatan soup, it was very spicy, really good soup. And Japan, the beef udon noodles. We had an upset.
Yes.
We had an upset. Japan took down South Korea, and I'll tell you why. Beef udon noodles, not as great of a soup as South Korea with the Yucatan. However, because of the spice, because of the heat, I can eat beef udon noodles every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Okay.
Yucatan's a special occasion.
Double soup.
I feel like I could eat Japan. I could eat that beef udon noodles every day, and that's why it moved on. That's why it moved on.
Right.
And in Colombia with the ajiaco, in Spain with the gazpacho, I can't eat cold soup every day. So this 5 seed beat Colombia, the 4 seed beat Spain the 5 seed in gazpacho. So now we've got a matchup between Japan and Colombia, and the winner between them will move on to the championship. Today, we have a matchup between the 2 seed Ghana, who got a bye, that peanut butter fufu with chicken soup, which was the 2 seed, will take on 7 seed France, the mushroom soup. So we've got that matchup going on today. And tomorrow, the 1 seed and Cebollado will take on the 9 seed Morocco. Now, if you're on right now looking at it on YouTube, I've been using AI to make these images, and I've been trying to prompt them. AI is getting worse and worse at this. Look at the lines to make the bracket.
Oh, you're right. It's not connecting the lines anymore.
Not connecting the lines, and I keep saying, like, it moved Morocco above Egypt, and, like, I didn't tell it to do that. It just did that. And, like, it's like creating weird lines to get to the bracket, and I keep saying, no, you're doing it wrong. Like, I'm starting to yell at ChatGPT. Like, I'm not as nice as Raj is when it comes to ChatGPT. Maybe I don't say thank you enough, so...
All right. Well, there you have it. The World Cup of Soup continues on tomorrow here on the show. Abdalla tasted all the soups, and the key to Ghana in the peanut butter fufu is that when you have the fufu, you had to put your thumb in the fufu.
Got to put that thumb in the fufu.
That's real. Look it up.
Put the thumb in the fufu.
So just make sure you enjoy.
Yeah.
So there you go. Ghana and France is the matchup. And then you also have Ecuador and Morocco as Abdalla's tasting the soups, and he will give you a champion of the World Cup of Soup by the time we get sports in the Westwood One Sports app. Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show is coming up next.
This is Westwood One Sports.